I'm tripping on my Republican homies who are more or less ridiculing that we have so many people in the Republican tent running for president. What's the problem? It's your fault they're all running.
I think what's happening. Propaganda.
Do you know why we have such a big supply of these Republican runners? Because you demanded it. That's why. Does this sound familiar? We need a leader. We need a leader. We need new leadership. We need a leader. We need a leader. And they know that you're going to give them money to campaign. And there's a chance that they'll win and get paid to not do much to stop the government from taking from you. You kept demanding it. We need a leader. And now you have all these people assuming to supply you leadership. And you have the nerve to be like, I can't believe all these people are running. I gotta remind y'all that leadership isn't what you should be looking for, because a leader will go into office with their own agenda. And you think that we're gonna hold their feet to the fire and clean house because they work for us. Yeah, we tried that already, and a lot of y'all still ain't happy. When y'all get more interested in representation than leadership, that's when the magic will start happening. I'm serious. Republicans are about as bad as wanting a political messiah as liberals are. You don't need a leader. You need a representative. Conservatives stay upset about our government because they feel like they're not being represented. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because you don't demand representation. You're always saying we need leadership. And that's what you end up getting, is somebody thinking they can lead you, when their interest should be in serving you as your representative. America is constantly on trial. It stays under indictment by the liberal Democrats, prosecuting the righteous and defending the wicked. We need conservative representation to keep our republic from being unjustly prosecuted so that the Democrats can't justify infringing on our God-given rights. But y'all, there's the proof. 24 people didn't just chime in for nothing. They're a supply of people running, assuming to be your leader because you demanded it. And chances are they will not be effective because you don't have a culture that is wired to consent to their governance. If you would show demand for cultural representation the way you show demand for political leadership, you would see a shift in the culture that would start considering their way toward consent of conservative representation. And you would have more reliable political representation. But you would rather wish for Reagan to come back from the dead than to put forth that effort. I thought we were supposed to be the party of common sense. Well, Reagan didn't need a bunch of cultural representation, and look how awesome he was. Yeah, but Reagan himself was a cultural representative in entertainment media. You know Reagan was an entertainer, right? And also, patriotism still had some glow in the pop culture as it was. There was still just enough of it to hold Reagan up against the liberals who wanted to tear him down or even shoot him down. And following that, the problem was, y'all got so spoiled with Reagan, you just thought that every leader should be as awesome as Reagan. And you wouldn't have to do anything to keep our values fashionable, if you will. And the liberals took over into pop culture, right under your nose, while your eyes have been looking over the horizon for your next Reagan. I'm telling y'all, you kept demanding leadership, and now you've got a wagon load of people showing up assuming to supply it. How's about demanding cultural representation? Well, how do we do that? Support my band. Why? Because if you don't, then you haven't helped supply a counter narrative to what liberals are dominating with in pop culture. We're not the only ones, mind you, but there's not a lot of conservatives openly standing up for this message in news and entertainment media, or there's not a lot of support for it. But if you support my band, like by contributing to my band's campaign to go on tour, other creative people, like musicians, comedians, actors, writers, might say, hey, I hold those values too, and I can represent that with the work I do. And then they start applying that competitive approach to creating mediums engaging enough to compete with the liberal narrative. Whether it's music, movies, or teleplays, etc. All powerful mediums used by the left to influence the culture. So I hope you'll support and show demand. You can support these guys, helping to lay the groundwork for Christian conservative representation in the culture, or you can have someone like this guy writing in Common Core. I'm Alfonso Rachel with ZoNation, and I hope you'll visit our campaign to show support for our tour. I can't believe all these people are running.